Why, hello there, fellow faithful. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Going Medieval, Tower of Knowledge. Episode 23, Building Our Pillars of Worship. I did actually want to do a feast. So to celebrate the... Oh god, we don't have a lot of food. But to celebrate getting the first book ever, I'm gonna put a feast on. I wish we had more food. But whatever, 550 is fine. Night feast. Let's go. Red Mist, you suck at that game. He's like, help, help. Just someone kick it over. Oh, you know, I just realized we need another chair. Derp. I'll build two. Quantum's like, man, I wasn't invited. Actually, it doesn't... Loki doesn't look like Red Mist joined either. I'm not sure why, but I'm sure it's my fault. Alright, we're going to improve the Gatehouse. So, before we do that, or while we do that, let's destroy that there, so it could become a door. Destroy that, so it could become a wall. The feast was enjoyable. Cool. And then if this is the center point, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles. 1, 2, 3. So this whole back wall is going to have to be removed. And put over 1. And I'm only going to do like a small incremental improvement. It's not going to be like an enormous improvement by any stretch. Just to let you know. Just recentering it. And the like. So the door we want in here, probably still the reinforced one, because I don't think that any other doors we've unlocked are better, because we only have defensive structures. Yeah, we have only these gates, which I think are just about the same in terms of durability, but they're wider, so it's a bit of a disadvantage when they breach. Meaning it's not something I would necessarily want to incorporate, right? Because these are... Let's say 560 hit points for 2 wide, and this is 300 hit points for 1 wide. I'd rather have the 1 wide. Listless. Red Mist is listless now. Really? You get promoted and you're like, all right. I'm gonna just get bad at my talking to people. I'm gonna be a nerd. Okay. I guess. Alright, and we'll start removing the wooden bridge, and then once we remove the tiles, we'll remove the columns. Because they will no longer be required. I will still keep the bridge out to the iron mining locks. Because there's no reason to get rid of those, but breaking down the old bridge, it's not needed anymore. Alright, we have what we need for preserving food. Sweet. What to do next for research? I'll leave it up to you. Give me 1 second to write them up. So I'm going to add I don't actually have research 3 for theses, so I can't add chemistry yet, but I'll add brewing to the list. And I could hypothetically add oil press 2, especially if we have like a better gatehouse with flammable oil. You know, if we want to use fire as a means of defense. And then I'll do religious structures as well. Because we're not going to be able to get a chapel or sanctuary or a temple without it. 11 is religious structures. I know it's off the list. There you go. Big old poll. 2.5 minutes to vote on that. It's being built. Oh, Glitch's making the chairs. Cool. So we've got 12. That sounds about right. Now, the gatehouse isn't getting, like, a huge overhaul. This isn't, like, you know, the final version or anything like that. It's just a little bit of an improvement, a recentering. I'm going to change the stairwell so that it's also recentered. So, let's get rid of the ladder, and I'll put stairs on either side. You know, just fixing it up. It's already looking nicer. I like knowing that we don't have like this flammable bridge all the way over to our base. That always made me pretty nervous. Alright, Heresy of the Rose. Enjoy your swim in freezing cold winter. Have fun with that. Glad I'm not joining you. I'm going to move the merchant stall. I could put it like up here. That'd be really funny. Yeah, I'll just do that. That's not passable. I just realized we can't even get to that balcony level. Okay. I'll probably end up moving it at some point. So, defensive structures 3 is what we're working towards. Got it. I'll queue up the research for that. So that would be 2510. So I just need to remove 5 books from here. And wait, it was 2510, right? Not 2520. Yeah, okay. Perfect. Done. Am I bad at math? Is it not equal? It is not. I'm bad at math. Alright, let's try this again. Very quickly, we transition from version 2 to version 3. It's just a little bit of version control. You know how it is. We cannot live with a wonky gatehouse. Yeah, I know. That's why I endeavor to make it right. Good news is, as far as its defensive properties, it doesn't really need to be all that much better. It's like already doing everything that it needs to do. Where is our dirt going? I've been digging dirt up this whole time. There's not really any dirt on the ground here. But we have none in our stockpile? Is it being stocked somewhere else? 116 dirt in the stockpile somewhere. Well, this is a very high stockpile for dirt, so where the hell is it? Oh, it's here. No, that's limestone. I don't know where my dirt is. It's a weird thing to be concerned about, but like, we need dirt in order to landfill, and I'm not sure where it's going. Yeah, I really have no idea. So we're going to have a wider gatehouse with a larger, let's call it murder hole. I don't necessarily have the means to incorporate a whole lot of, like traps and fire into it, or, you know, we don't have like oil press, things like that. But, there you have it. It's bigger, it's centered, and it's, nearly complete. They're eating it? I hope not. Can you click inside the dirt on the side menu? Oh, I did that. It didn't zoom me to it. You can hear the click, click, click. It should be in this stockpile right here, but it just isn't. This one's completely empty. Just about. No, it hasn't now. I swear it didn't before. I don't know. Whatever. It's apparently the dirt's there. It was camouflaged. The dirt was camouflaged, guys. You heard it from me first. I'm probably just an idiot. Just say it like it is. Stealth dirt. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm glad you know. You know, you've got like kinetic sand and pelagic clay and stealth dirt. It's just like one of those things. Alright, we're going to keep this gate open so it doesn't slow us down. There it goes. Getting the Merlins up. And then we're nearly done. I'm going to put those in as well. So we have a nice platform up there. I like it. It's simple. Obviously, I'm keeping it very, very simple. So now that it's nearly done, I can continue improving it if you really, really want, but I would probably change what that meant if that is ultimately the choice. Now that that's been changed, let's move the merchant stall all the way to the wall. And there's one little last thing I wanted to do, which was, if we do end up having people get into the gatehouse, be able to shoot down on them with some cover would be nice. Apparently I'm out of tiles for that, but we'll get there. Is that because I'm out of sticks? Yes. So I'm officially out of sticks as fuel. So clay bricks we'll make out of wood as well. And then I'll probably queue up more trees to be cut down and then use the saplings. So here's what I'll do. The stockpile for saplings, I'm just going to stick here. And this is going to be tree saplings for the types of trees that I'm going to... wood trees, right? Wood, oak, maple, pine, birch, willow. Cut. Do dead trees. And mature trees. Cool. That should do. So that's what the brick holdup was. It was just I ran out of raw material for baking it. Do I need to change the fuel for cooking too? I don't think... Oh yeah, probably. Yep, definitely. Let's change that also over to wood, and then put this stockpile for wood. I don't know what we've been eating, but it's probably not very tasty. Okay, places of worship will be the next building project once the initial gatehouse is done. Cool, cool, cool. And these braziers are going to be off, and even when they're on, intensity low. They're for funsies, but also it looks cool. This here is going to bother me. I'm going to shrink the island and... Oh, no, I'm not going to bother. Whatever. We'll leave it. Maybe I widen the gatehouse on both sides at some point. Okay, so we have plenty of saplings that are going to go into the stockpile and then ultimately get sown. Some of this is just like we were outside of the sowing period that is even applies for trees, and then we'll get sticks and wood for fuel again. So the temporary gatehouse, or the next version of the gatehouse, is nearly done. A few more finishing touches and it's good. It's kind of an imposing island. You wouldn't march... I mean, this really does look like a moated, walled Mott Bailey type structure. And now that we're about to be in the first of spring, let's put some crop back. Apparently I don't have a lot... Wait, for real? I have like no cabbage seed? Okay. I guess... Go to seed. So we get more. That is news to me. I'll have to buy some. What do we have? So we got 12 cabbage seed. So I'll make this just 12 large. There we go. Got 38 carrots. $36, 38 carrots. We've got 36 beets. And then 12 herbs. And flax for days. I'll put flax in as well. Just because it will help the bees and help our honey and help our mead, but like, I'm gonna have so much linen it's gonna be stupid, but I'm alright with that. Stupid is fine. It levels up our botanists. I don't know, I'm doing it. I don't care. Even if it doesn't make sense. And then the rest of them is just like saplings. Okay, cool. We can also do shrubs, although I don't have any berries on me right now. So I need to forage for berries to put the shrubs in. And there is a few shrubs out here that I can forage for, and then we'll put some basic, like, red currant, because that will help with our rough wine. Because we've been drinking rough wine as one of our 2 alcohols. So we found gooseberry. We found red currant. Where's the blueberries? Or they're not actual blueberries. The blue colored berries. What are they? Brambleberries? Whatever they're called? I forget. Here they are. They are called blackberries. And some of them have survived the winter. So we'll scoop them up and then sew them in. It's just not very efficient to have to, like, run around the map for foraging once you're as established as I already am. Little bit of an oversight, but whatever, we'll survive it. There's no overview for that, right? For food? There's no, like, wild seed stuff, I don't think. Defined blackberries. Because if I double click it, it will select all, but these are still flowering. I would still technically, you know, I'm just gonna do it anyway. I would still get some berries off of them, harvesting them prematurely, which is fine. Because I don't need a ton. And then the important bit will be to incorporate them into planting before we cook with them, because I don't want to cook with them. So I'll have an oversized grow zone for the bushes so that we don't use them up. So here's red currants. Bramble. The only issue I foresee is that the bees, I forget if the bees want to be around the berry bushes if they provide the bonuses or not. But there we go. There's our sowing zone. So improve the gatehouse. So the next project is going to be build religious structures. And so for this spring. We have a serious moat? Yeah, we seriously do not want intruders. I'm also, just as a side project, going to fill in the rest of the water here. Okay. So the production speed will increase for honey as we sow. It's right now horrible, but, you know, as we plant for the spring, it will improve. Defensive structures 3. Done. So that gives us tall gates, which are massive, and hit point for hit point, they are tougher than the reinforced gates, but because I only really have one brawler, I'm still going to stay with the reinforced doors for now, and that opens up the opportunity to get the next tier defensive structures, which allows us to get a drawbridge, which is really nice. However, because we voted on us making religious buildings next, I'm going to save up for religious structures, because that's ultimately going to be more important for us to get the restitution and Oak Brethren stuff. So the next one I want to research is 35, but I might as well get the 10 here. So 50, so like 65 and 10, something like that. All that matters is we get the 10 and 35. There we go. So it's the first of spring, and we should start sowing. The other thing we might want to consider is a lot of the food crops that we're doing, I'm going to do to, like, flowering. For cabbage, it's going to go to seed, because I just need a lot more of it. But we'll do most of our food crop to flowering, so I get more seeds. I'm surprised how little seeds I had. I really thought it would have been better. So I'm low-key shocked. Is this not getting built due to stability numbers? Yes, I believe that to be the case. So, little arch in there. That should do wonders. That's why it never finished. Okay, the landfill's done. I'm just gonna fill it in with, like, flax. I really don't want that much flax. Oh, you know what? I skipped barley entirely. And I have a lot of barley. So let's shrink this down and put barley in as well. And make sure that I didn't skip any other crop types. Because, yeah, I do have a lot of barley, and I can put a lot of barley in. Because at some point, I suspect we're going to be brewing some serious brew, and we're going to want a lot of barley for that. You had to announce a single polecat showed up? Oh my god! I mean, it's not domestic, right? No, it's not even domestic. It's just a random wildlife. Okay. Well, thanks for the alert. I appreciate it. I will cherish this moment from now until the end of time. Silly game. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand the herb zone over here. I know I don't have enough to fill the whole area, but, like, as I harvest herbs outside, we'll add to it. Because there's, I'm sure, wild herbs out here too that we can harvest and then resell. All right. For our religious structures, the plan was to put them on stilts like we have with our stilt house. But I want to confirm with you about that choice. Should I have our temple and chapel on stilts? Yes or no? Because the original thought was this, that we will have this wall also be a functional walkway, and then I can build, like, I would probably build the stilts, I would probably build these structures like east and west opposite one another so they aren't adjacent, meaning, like, build one here and build one there, ignoring the fact that we have this shared bedroom here, which eventually will get phased out once we build more bedrooms. So are we stilting? The pain is this bedroom is, like, roughly where I'd want the stairwell for the chapel. Yeah, whatever. Who says I can't relocate it? It's not my voted priority. Building bedrooms was a priority that could have been voted on. It wasn't, so I'm not gonna do that. Despite the fact that the event here doesn't have a really high expected outcome, I'm gonna trigger it anyway. It's funny that the lectern faces the wall. But I'll put it on cooldown, and I'm going to try to acquire more textbooks so that this improves over time. With that in mind, we're also going to need to prepare some travel meals. So down here, we're going to do packaged meals until we have, let's say, 20. In terms of ingredients, I'm going to deselect barley. And then maybe only have it be wrapped in linen. Not that there's like material properties that matters, but just so that it's all uniform. Because linen is by far the most available resource. And you guys do want stilt chapels. Got it. So here's the plan. We'll take this point as center point. So I'll try to do this like evenly. So we'll put in some base stilts here. I didn't measure from like the side of the wall, but I don't want it hugging the wall. I'd want there to be a little bit more room than we have over here. So it's more of a standalone object. I think it looks nicer. So that's at least 3 units away. Got it. So we have the stuff on the wings. I'm going to make sure they align. Yep, they align. Okay. Cool. Nice. Good book. Study group studying American-styled school shootings. The School of Shooting. And, yeah, I mean, it worked. Study group was decent. As a result, if we take a look at the... I guess it's not up yet. But eventually, we're going to have renown for that as well. So our cluster of replacement trees getting sown. What saplings do we got here? Birch, maple, birch. Okay, maybe I'll do another 4 birch. There. Yeah, max height is 16. There's a lot of up that we could do. Not a lot of down. We already built in building on 1, which is the lowest level. So these bedrooms are at 1. So we've been using depth more than height, for sure. Cheers. Yeah, building all the way up to like 16 on stilts, totally not necessary. Complete waste of material, if you ask me. It'd be funny, but like, ugh, not going to be doing that. Now, in this case, we might need some supporting structure to be able to start these stilts. We'll see. We'll see if I need to do something like that. Nope, they're getting it done. They're driving the pylons. Good job, Raveno. So I don't intend for the focus of this island, obviously, is its intellectual pursuits, which is why I'm going to have the temples be very modest. I'm not having large temples very much by design. If that makes sense. And I think what I'll do is, oh right, there'd be the gap. Well, we can have arches too. Something that I don't think I incorporated here, which I really could have in hindsight. And I think I'll have it overhang by 1. So that the actual building is a 5x9 with walls around it. But I'll just build these initially. Clay bricks. So we've got 400 sticks, 1,300 wood. It's not like we are hurting for material. For fuel, that is. For clay, we have 500 in stock, and then tiles are still baking. Cool. I'm not really sure we've been doing the berry bushes. I think what I'm going to do is put the bushes on a slightly higher priority, so that, because for the other crops, we don't cook with the seeds, but for the berries, we cook with the berries, which means we could consume the berries before we're able to sow them, which is a bit to our disadvantage. And another merchant coming in. Oh, a lone merchant, so he's not going to have a lot of carry weight, unless we... Oh, well, I don't have any animals to sell him. A domestic wolf. Ooh, a domestic dog. There might be a reason for me to purchase that animal. So up until now, I haven't really wanted other domestic animals because I just didn't want to have to do a lot of like animal taming and training and feeding and yada yada yada. I just didn't want to have to deal with that burden. But like a dog, I could be maybe convinced. It also means that this merchant will have some carry weight because they're bringing in a wolf, which is a beast of burden, which allows them to like purchase bulk items, which is nice. All right, Day. Go talk with Krause. Ooh, aged fine wine. All right. Let's see here. I don't think they're going to show up with any books. Am I right about that? Oh, we have beeswax now. I guess we had our first harvest. Honey is, of course, like a really valuable thing. A trade good as well. It's pretty expensive, especially for its weight, which is worth keeping in mind. I think what I'll do is I'll sell like the little pieces of leather that I've got as a way to balance this trade deficit. So you're buying the dog. I'm not going to buy the wolf. Definitely buying the dog. And then I'm just going to make sure there are any more important things that I've overlooked. But I don't think so. Nope. Okay, cool. Except, so acquiring a dog for some leather and herbs. Mercantile Renown got up again. Okay, I mean, yeah, sure. So, management, or overview of domestic animals. We have the female dog. You know, I didn't check how old they were. That was probably 12 days old. Okay, cool. I was like, yeah, because if you're really old, you're just going to die of old age. So we're going to try to train you. And, who does animal husbandry? Quantum. Great. Our cannibal's training a dog. Go fetch. Let's do a giveaway timer for doggy. I don't know what the dog's doing, just like swimming in the ocean, but yeah, whatever. Hopefully it doesn't get itself killed like all the others did. Time will tell. There it is! Intellectual Renown! We're brainy! Woo! That's right! We're smart and you know it. There was never ever a rule of no animals. It was that I didn't want to be a rancher. Before, I think it would be very reasonable to say I had an unnecessary amount of animals and burden therein. And that's not what I wanted. I didn't want a giant burden of animals. So, I got rid of them. And rightfully so, because they were a pain. Oh, wow. Yeah, you're benefiting from all the trees. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in to Going Medieval Tower of Knowledge, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow islanders.